Hi and welcome to the second video about the ohTomatoRecipe mod. By the way, don't hesitate to fight in the comment section about tomato and tomato. That's why I alternate the way I say it, despite it destroys my so great pun. So, in the previous part, we saw how changing the state of the automation elements, which are linked to a multi-recipe workshop, can change its selected recipe. But what I didn't show you is what happens when the binary number formed by these automation elements is greater than the number of recipes available in the bound multi-recipes workshop. A parameter is dedicated to that and more. Its name is the recipe index behavior. You can set it in the Windows registry, as for now I didn't provide any menu to modify it. Once you will have opened or created a new game with the mod active, a binary registry key named ohTomatoRecipe.recipeIDXBehaviorMod, followed by an underscore and a random string, will be created under HKey current user, software, mechanistry, Timberborn. Its default value is set to none, and valid values are set none, ignore, modulo, never none modulo, and never none ignore. This value in the registry defines the default behavior for all the workshops in all the games, but you can override that value by adding a suffix to the name of a multi-recipe workshop, and then that very workshop will behave according to that new behavior suffix. Of course, the suffix is way shorter than the value in the registry, so you have enough remaining characters for the custom name. The suffix are #sn, #ig, #md, #nm, and #ni, for respectively set none, ignore, modulo, never none modulo, and never none ignore. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. I still haven't explained yet what they mean. So here we go. The three first mods, set none, ignore, and modulo, are mods that associate the value 0 to the value none for the selected recipe. While the two remaining ones, never none modulo and never none ignore, as their name suggests, never set the recipe to none. That is, 0 means select the first real recipe. The difference between each mods of both groups is the way they make the mod react when the binary number is too big considering the number of recipes available for that workshop. With the set_none mod, any out-of-range number will set the recipe to none. With the ignore mod, any out-of-range number will be ignored, so the recipe won't be changed. And with the modulo mod, a modulo will be applied, but with a twist. It will avoid going back to 0, that is, to setting the recipe to none. It will instead loop from the first real recipe. With never_none_modulo, it will apply a real modulo, so it will go back to 0. But in this mode, 0 means first recipe and not none. And finally, with the never_none_ignore mod, it will ignore any out-of-range index. Let me demonstrate that. You can see currently the recipe of that workshop is none, because the binary number attached to it is 0. Now, if I rename it by adding the suffix #ni, you can see the recipe has just changed from none to the first recipe. As in that mod, the recipe can never be set to none. Here you can see a summary of the behavior with an example based on the bod part factory. A last video about that mod is, or will be as soon as it's ready, linked in the description to show an example of useful automation with that mod. Alright, see you fellow gamers!